Managers of the Marlin Independent School District being held September the 30th, 2020, beginning at 5 p.m. at the Marlin Middle School Library, 678 Success Drive, Marlin, Texas. A recording of the meeting will be available for listening on the district website. The subject to be discussed or considered upon with any formal action may be taken or listed below. Items do not have to be taken in the same order as shown on this meeting notice. Unless removed from the consent agenda, items identified within the consent agenda will be acted on at one time. Roll call. Board Manager Terry.
Present.
Board Manager Vickers.
Here.
Board Manager Johnson. All three board members are present. We do have a quorum. Number 3, proposed tax rate hearing.
Well, now, Mr. Lawrence Galloway, Chief Academic Officer, with the proposed tax rate hearing.
President Johnson, board members. Our public meeting today, I would like to propose the 2020 proposed tax rate that we have in a handout as well in the board book today. Last year's tax rate was $1.05, producing about approximately $3,500 and $9,400, one local, one state for our students. And I'm excited to present to you all that we are having a lower tax rate due to House Bill 3 has been set down to the 98 cents. Which will produce additional funds for our students, actuality, and then the state will make up the difference. So this would be a great savings to our constituents and to our community with the lower tax rate and the benefits of hospital.
That sounds good.
Lower tax.
That's right.
They have any questions?
Public comments and questions concerning the 2020, 2021 proposed tax rate. None.
No comments.
We adjourn this meeting. Call to order. This is a special meeting of the Board of Managers of the Marlin Independent School District being held September 30th, 2020, beginning at 5 p.m. in the Marlin Middle School Library, 678 Success Drive. A recording of the meeting will be available for listening on the district website. We had roll call, all 3 members was present. We still have 3 members still present, so we do have a quorum. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Public comments. Consent agenda. A, consider and approval of the 2020 tax rate. B, consider and approve of purchase of contracted service, elevating K through 12.
I'd like to ask that we vote on them separately if we could, just because I don't think we've ever been presented with the Elevate K-12.
Yes, sir. And I was actually about to go through the presentation right now.
Okay, thank you.
So this is a comprehensive service through Elevate K-12. Since the combined purchase will be over $25,000, the district threshold. There are two individual contracts, one each at $21,000. However, I wanted to bring it to the board because the total price will go over the $25,000 threshold. So a little historical background. We had a teacher town hall a few weeks ago to get feedback from our staff and just how the year is going. To actually begin the year, we have posted for an additional math teacher and additional history teacher, but we had no qualified applicants. So we went from 3 high school math teachers to 2, and we were able to make it work. But it just took on more actual classes. So from Algebra 1 to Geometry, as well as Algebra 2. And then we have to make sure that even in history, instead of having an additional teacher, they had 3 preparations from World Geography, Government Economics, and World History. So the idea is we're going to partner. We've already partnered with them for the math. I'm coming today for approval to partner with them for the other part of math and the social studies. It would be to allow Elevate K-12, which they've been used before across the country, our certified Texas teachers provide that live instruction just only during those periods. There's other online programs that we use, as in the Edgenuity, but it's more computerized, the student base. It's not a live actual instructor. And so, as I mentioned earlier, last year we had 3 and 3. This year we're down to 2 and 2, solely because there were no applicants whenever we went time to hire. So, the idea was at first, we said, okay, let's go and try to post a position again, and we did. But as we thought about it, and I began thinking outside the box and reaching out to some of my colleagues and mentors, their solution was, which they used before, was Elevate K-12 just for those 1 or 2 periods. So why buy a teacher, which typically would teach 7, 8 periods, when you can get a certified teacher for 1 or 2 periods of quality instruction? So they'll provide it, certified cases, they'll do all of the grading, attendance taking, while we still have them here in Marlin ISD being facilitated by one of our teachers in the actual classroom. And then if you think about the cost savings, 2 teachers, we always approximate salary and benefits $65,000. So we did have budgeted in there for the additional $130,000, but the cost of this program for the 2 contracts would combine for $42,000. So we're still saving, we're still not going to spend as of date $88,000, and we still get the same services.
How does this compare to distance learning?
Distance learning, so it's a different teacher per se. So distance learning right now, and that's been the juggle. I have my class in front of me during first period for Algebra 1. And then I have other students at home for Algebra 1. They're having to juggle. So the main reason I'm trying to do this for math and social studies because those classrooms, they've had multiple preparations. So they've had to deal with 6, meaning 3 different subjects face-to-face, 3 different subjects online through distance learning. I'm just trying to alleviate some of that workload. But in essence, it's extremely similar.
And so I've heard you say the distance learning is not working. So how do you reconcile?
Because
that
these students
this
will still be face-to-face here in the building. So Miss Lynn's 3rd period class in room 202 will still remain in room 202.
So these teachers from Elevate K-12 won't have any students that are listening in at home?
They will still have the MBA students. They will still have, if the students are assigned to 3rd period, Miss Lynn, as part of the Marlin Virtual Academy, they will still tune in through this.
Okay.
So this was a solution to where the kids who are face-to-face, it's not a live body in front of them. It's the teacher that is remote still, but the students are still face-to-face in the classroom.
Okay.
But we'll still have the same usual hiccups with the remote learners who are at home, which we're definitely still trying to fix and work on.
Okay. And we're doing it already with two sections of geometry?
Yes, sir.
How's that working out?
So that's just getting started, and speaking with the teachers and even the principal today, they're very excited about it. They've had at least 2 meetings on implementation. And just from the planning and the setup and looking at the lessons that they're going to use and the curriculum that they're going to use, they seem pretty stoked about it.
And you said that, I don't know if I caught this, you said that at-home learners would also be on this?
Yes, sir. If they're assigned
That
to
class.
that class. So this is only going to be for 4 periods. So whenever students are assigned to those classes, whether they're at home or they're in face-to-face, this will now be their teacher of record for that course. It's just a way to alleviate the multiple preps that a handful of our teachers have had to do, more than the others.
Do they bring their own curriculum or do they teach ours? Or?
So right now, working with them on that, they're going to begin to mirror, utilize our stuff as well as the TEACS resource system, which is the state-based curriculum, mirroring it to see. So we still have to have those meetings between myself, Dr. Parker, Mr. Galloway, and Elevate K-12. But it's going to be the same pace. So let's say this week's standard is on sine, cosine, and tangent.
Sure.
We may have used textbook page 32. They may use their teacher resource system page 114. But still the same actual concepts. Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
Any more questions?
I'm fine.
Do we have a motion?
We can consider them separately or?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, do we have a motion for, consider and approve of the 2020 tax rate?
Mr. President, I move that the Marlin ISD Board of Managers adopt an ad valorem tax rate for maintenance and operations for the general fund of 0.98 per $100 cash valuation be, and the same hereby levied for the year 2020 on all real, personal, and mixed property located and situated within the boundaries of the Marlin Independent School District.
I second that.
Good.
Any other questions like that? We ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Motion passed 3-0. On part B, consider an approval of purchase of a contract service for Elevate K through 12.
I move that the board approve the purchase of the contracted service Elevate K through 12.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? If none, let's vote. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion passed 3-0. All right. Number 7, closed session. If the time is 5:14, we're going into closed session. Prudent to Texas Government Code, Section 551.074. A, prudent to Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 and 551.074. The board hearing the level 3 grievances of Patricia Lewis related to position reassignment for the 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, 2024 school year, and salary adjustment for the 2021, 2022, and 2023, and 2024 school year. The grievances of a portion of it may be conducted in closed session under one or more of the following section of the Texas Government Code. 551.071 to seek and receive legal counsel for the board attorney. 2, 551.074 to deliberate the employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline of dismissal of a public officer or employee, or to hear a complaint or charge against an officer or employee. So we're in closed session. We are returned from closed session. The time is now 7 o'clock. Haven't heard the appeal. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Does any board member wish to make a motion? In that there has not been a motion on this grievance, we will move on to the next agenda item, which is adjourned. We stand adjourned.